after I was having one of my morning talks with myself, as I do. Like, I definitely love to talk to myself and just remind myself of who I am and how this world works, and the good stuff that helps you really dominantly be sure-footed in who you are. You got your morning started off right and start your day off right. And I had a breakthrough moment. I did, because all this time, like, I was telling myself self-affirmations. I tell myself affirmations on like different categories and stuff, right? But this particular affirmation was about beauty. And I was like all this time I've been telling myself, like, you are beautiful, like, you have no flaws, da da da. But you know what? Today I was like, I don't know, like, what the fuck came over me. I'm pretty sure it's because, like, I've been listening to these affirmations in my sleep and just trying to, like, really ground myself. But today I woke up and I was like, you know what? Ooh, I just wrote up a fucking sticker. Today I was like, you know what? You're beautiful, flaws and all. Like, Beyonce didn't make that song for a reason, and I didn't say that the other time, but literally Beyonce didn't make that song for a reason. Like, everybody has flaws, and I thought about it in this way, like, everybody has flaws that they think is flaws, but other people don't even see it as that, right? Other people, like, if you tell 9 times out of 10, if you tell people your flaws, they're like, are you serious? Like, that ain't even an issue. Like what the fuck? Like, you think that's an issue with you? Right? And it's because let's not speak. I'm not going to speak to everybody. I'm going to speak for myself. And if it applies to you, fit it where it may. Perfectionism, like having this idea of being perfect, whether it be spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, like having this idea of having to be perfect or you're not worthy, has definitely been ingrained from young. Like, you feel me? In order to be worthy, in order to be deemed as worthy, you have to be perfect. You have to fit a certain image. But it's like, you are worthy just because you're alive. You are literally worthy just because you are fucking alive. Like, I think Gary Vee talks about how the chances of you being the person that you are today, and the fact that you are human, and the fact that you are here on this earth, is like 1 out of a billion and something. I don't know. Don't quote me. But like, the chances that you are the person that you are, that the fact that you are fucking, a human being learning in this world, in this earth plane, like, it is slim pickings. Like, you could have came a fucking tree and been fucking chopped it down, you feel me, and have no, like, real consciousness, not the ability to taste, smell, see, like, you feel me? Like, everything has consciousness, everything is alive, right? Because everything is energy. But not every thing that is alive has the will like us, has the free will like us. Like, even cats and dogs are animals, right? Yes, they're alive. Yes, they have more of the senses than, some inanimate objects may. They have more senses, but who they are is literally ingrained in them. They don't have the free will to say, hey, I'm gonna wake up and be this today, I'm gonna wake up and do this today. Who they are is literally ingrained in them, and they know it from birth, and they just follow their instincts, and they do what they've been instinctively taught to do over the past however many decades, years, centuries, whatever, right? They don't have the ability to say, I'm gonna wake up and become a painter, or I wanna, I want to build a building today. I want to go buy a car today, buy a house today. Like, I'm using, like, weird ass examples, but that's it. Like, you feel me? Like, we are the only beings on this earth plane that have the ability to create, that have the ability, the willingness, the desire, the fucking dominant intention, the inevitability of creation. And like, like, I'm saying all of this shit talking about we have the ability, we have the desire. Creation for us is literally inevitable. Like, you are literally creating with every thought that you think, every breath that you take, every direction that you focus in, you are literally creating, right? It's just whether you are creating on purpose or creating by default. Whether you are creating deliberately or you're just creating passively and being reactive to what you see around you. You feel me? And I'm learning this more and more, and I'm really like, I'm ingraining it in myself, because it does, you know, we haven't been aware, I haven't been aware of this for, I want to say, the first 22 years of my life. 22. And even, I want to say, the last, not even the last year, maybe the last 6 months, if that, I've really been putting this shit into action. Like, action Jackson, you feel me? Like, because it's one thing to know it and to be all laxy daisy about it and to just keep living your life the way that you're living. And when that happens, when you do know something and you keep living your life the way you've been living, it gets harder to see because you know better. You know you can do better. Once you know, you cannot know. You feel me? And because you know better, because you can do better, that pain, that discord that you feel between you and your higher self, that's a different story for a different time. That discord that you feel, that pain that you feel, that uncomfortableness that you feel, literally gets stronger and stronger because you know that you are moving in the opposite direction of the direction that you really want to, or the direction that your intuition will lead to. You feel me? A lot of us, like, okay, when growth is inevitable, right? And when we stay stuck, that's when we feel that uncomfortable. But that's when we feel that painfulness. Staying stuck literally could mean doing the same things over and over. Like, we are meant to grow. Like, if you have graduated from a season in your life and you're still continuing to do the same things over and over, that's when you're going to feel that uncomfortableness or that pain. Like, we have to continue to grow. We have to continue to move. Like, even physically, right? Because that was just an emotional example. Even physically, when we keep still too much, right? Because everything can be translated from physical to emotional to spiritual. It all correlates. Physically, if we keep still and don't move a lot, our bones and our muscles get stiff and it becomes like harder to walk, and things, you become less flexible, right? And less able to do more. The same thing is with your emotions and your spirit, your what's the right word? Your spirit. You feel me? The same thing. Like, if you don't move, if you stay stuck, you're gonna become less flexible emotionally. If you're used to numbing your emotions, you're gonna become less flexible with your emotions. You're not going to be able to know how to express your emotions or communicate your emotions as well as somebody else who has been dealing with their emotions and actually taking the time to understand what their emotions mean and allows themselves to feel happy and allows themselves to feel sad. And really, when you allow yourself to feel happy and feel sad and feel the range of emotions that literally are just our indicators of where we are in relation to our higher selves and our true purpose, like, we are able to identify what it truly means. Like, there is nothing to be afraid of in this world. No emotion to be afraid of, no people to be afraid of, no situation to be afraid of, because we are in control 1,000% of the time. We are on the fucking leading edge. We control this shit. Okay? The energy that creates wealth, the energy of God, the energy of your higher self, whatever you want to call it, whatever name and title you want to put on it, runs to you and through you. We are literally all individual extensions of that same source energy. What does that mean? that means that energy that has created worlds, that also created you, is literally fueling you each and every day. That's what our soul comes from. That's what our soul is. That's where our spirit comes from. You feel me? That's where our help comes from. We like to say God. We like to give it a label, but we are that. We are an extension of that. But the gag is, we got this human version as well. And what does that mean? We have the ability and we have the joy and the pleasure of seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, everything, smelling, everything in this physical reality. We have the joy and the magnificence to literally translate everything that we see or feel in the spiritual realm to something of a physical sensation. That is fucking leading edge. We as the human selves, the human versions of ourselves, we got to choose which direction we focus on and where we put our attention on. And then our source, our God, our higher self also puts the attention on that, because we got to control where we look. But the discord, the pain, the disconnect comes when we are looking at something and we're not looking at it in the same perspective or the same way or with the same feeling that our higher self is looking at. That is all any sort of pain or discord is. When we are looking at something and we see pain or we feel pain and we feel uncomfortable, it's because we are not looking at it in the same manner that our higher self is looking at. Right? Circumstances don't matter. Literally, what's going on around you does not matter. It's how you're perceiving it and how you're choosing to take it in and how you're believing it, right? That's why two people can walk down the same street and have two completely different experiences. Literally. Because it's your perception that creates your reality. It's your perception, how you see things through your lens, that reflects how you feel, that impacts how you feel about them, right? So if I'm not even gonna go there but I was gonna say, like, two people can have the same, in a nutshell, two people can have the same person and have two different experiences with that same person. And because you know there's situations where people's like, oh, you dated him, that's completely different. Like, you feel me? He's a completely different man. Like, why? Because two different people bring two different people out of the same person. And it's because one person has a perspective or beliefs of this, and what you believe you will attract. So your beliefs will always dominate what you bring out of somebody, whether they're a certain way or not. Like, if your negative belief is more dominant than them staying in vibration with who they truly are, then they are going to be negative. But if who they truly are is dominant, you won't get a chance to even get them. You feel me? If who they are is truly dominant and happy, and you're the type of person that's gonna come and fucking try to extract these negative things out of them, if they're somebody who's in the negative element and you're somebody who's positive, then you won't even come together. Like, the universe won't even allow you to get together. The only reason that anybody positive and negative comes together is if that positive person, either that positive person isn't sure-footed enough in that positivity and they get lowered down to that negative person's level and they are, vibing at the same level, because like attracts like. Or if that negative person has so much hope, but they just need something to push them over the edge, you feel me? And they attract that person that's bringing that positivity that's going to push them over the edge. That negative person is going to rise up to that occasion because they have the openness and the willingness and the desire to do so. But somebody who's positive and somebody who's negative will never, ever, ever, universally, scientifically, law-based speaking, they will never ever be attracted to each other. If you are a positive person and you are attracted to somebody who's negative in your vibration, it is because there is something negative foundationally that is going on with you that you aren't primarily aware of. And that's okay, because every situation, every experience that happens in our lives literally is brought to us in order to help us figure out what's going on and continue to move in a fun, joyful way. Literally, that is what every experience, every conversation, every interaction with whoever you fucking get into contact with. It's literally you are all I am creating everything that I see. I am summoning everything that I see with my inner asking, with my belief systems, with my what I expect. You feel me? Everything that I even want to create. Like, okay, I saw this post the other day that was literally spot on, right? For how all this shit works. You ask God to give you courage, right? Does he give you courage, or does he give you an opportunity to be courageous? You feel me? And that's how it all works. Whether you want to call it God, that was Uncle Vaughn. Whether you want to call it God, whether your higher self, the universe, when you ask for something, do they download it into you, or do they give you an opportunity to rise to the occasion? Right? And why is that? Because the most joyful way and the most effective way for you to learn and know something is for you to experience something, right? And if you ask God, who is yourself, right? If you ask yourself to download some stuff in you, that's still like asking for it externally, right? That's still coming from the belief system that whatever you're asking for is outside of you. But if you're asking your human self, right, your higher perspective, if your human self is asking your higher self for courage, and it gives you an opportunity to be courageous, that gives you the opportunity to realize who you are with yourself and step up to the plate and be like, okay, I've got this within me. Here's my opportunity. I can be courageous. All I have to do is choose to be it. You feel me? And it's literally as simple as that with everything across the board. Like, here's my opportunity, here's my opportunity, here's my opportunity. You feel me? It's always an opportunity. It's never anything that is given to you outside of you. It's always your opportunity to realize that you have it within you. And the moment that you do that, the moment that you believe that, and the moment that you step in that, is the moment that you will get whatever it is that you're asking for. You feel me? The moment that you realize that this is the opportunity right now to be the person, to be who you want it to be, is the moment that you will get everything that you wanted. Because it's not outside of you. It's literally not outside of you. It's literally within you. It's within you. This shit is within you, and you got this. Like, my gosh, y'all don't even understand. Like, I just been guided to like share these messages and do these rants, and I think this might be the first one that I share in a while. Like, I've recorded, I have a lot recorded, but I just haven't shared it. But I think I definitely might have to share this one because it's powerful, y'all. Y'all know, like, y'all are doing amazing. Like, you are perfect right where you are. Like, all of my shouting aside, like, all of my shouting for getting you to believe, like, yes, believe, but you are doing an excellent job. Like, life is literally doing everything that it can. Your spirit guide, your angels are literally doing everything that it can in order to get you to the place where you want to be. And even with people telling you what to do, you don't ever have to do anything. You got to choose to do whatever the hell you want to do. But I know that if you are joining her today, and if you're seeing this video, you are definitely you're on your path, and this should have sparked something in you, because you have the knowledge. You have not only the knowledge and the ability, but the willingness and the drive, but you have the spiritual support. Okay, if you're watching this video, I can guarantee that you have the spiritual support, and all you have to do is choose to be. This is my encouragement to you, to whoever needed it today. All you have to do is choose to be. So go ahead. It's literally nothing to be afraid of. Literally nothing to be afraid of. Something had you. You figure out what the hell happened, and you try again. You feel me? You try again. You try again, and you try again. This shit is eternal. We have all of our lives to do this. You feel me? But you also have the opportunity to do it now, should you choose. You feel me? And if you do choose now, right? Watch what unfolds for you. Watch what magic you can make. Watch what happiness you can achieve. Like a lot of us have maxed out on our happiness or have a cap on our happiness because we only feel that we could be a certain level of happy. But once we get to that max level of happiness, there is unlimited happiness. There is unlimited joy in this world to be experienced. And we are capping ourselves, really. Like a lot of society rules and society norms, and like they cap us. Like a lot of us, like when somebody's too happy, they're like, oh, why they too happy? Why that person so happy? What they're on drugs and like I'm even guilty of that. Like, you feel me? Like I used to see somebody like coming in like happy and skipping and be like, hey, that person's on some booger sugar or something. You feel me? Like thinking that it has to be artificial. But what if that person's just high off life? Like why? And why do we criticize or judge or find that something's wrong if somebody wants to fucking, be happy? If somebody is happy, why is that something for us to question? Like, are we as a society that fucked up? Like, are we? But for every fuck up, there's an equal and opposite celebration or good doing. So that's why I don't stress myself. Like, I remind myself that for everything that has gone wrong or could go wrong with myself and the universe, there is an equal and opposite positive, literally. And you got to choose what side you feed. You got to choose what wolf you feed, whether you feed the dark or the light. You feel me? And I'm choosing to feed the fucking light because the light feels so good. Like, literally in every circumstance, you got to choose whether you're looking at the dark or the light. And I choose the light. I'm choosing the light. What are you gonna choose? Okay? So I hope you have a bomb-ass day at whatever time you heard this. And yeah, I love y'all.